No.
Okay, everybody, hi, and welcome to Sunday Night Team Time. Andy and I are really glad you're here. We know it's Thanksgiving week, and so of course this is being recorded, but we hope some of you are on and took the time tonight to join us before your kind of family week and your vacation week gets started. Okay, sorry, the professionalism has gone right out the window because Andy's standing behind the camera doing funny things. Okay. So anyway, I'm Karen and Andy down in Houston. If you're brand new to Team Time, let me just explain that laugh. This is our time with our team. This is not out to the world of Advocare. This is just us trying to reach all of you that are hungry distributors on our own team. You're in our living room. On Sunday nights, we think of topics that we know have helped us along the way in our business, and we know that can really benefit you in your business. So we're just going to get started. Just so you know the way Team Time works, if you're brand new, I'm going to be speaking just a little bit on a topic tonight, and then at the end of about 30 minutes, and I actually have a short topic tonight, but at the end of about 30 minutes, we will also take questions. And the way that we take questions is that you will text Andy's phone, 281-844-4591. Again, that's 281-844-4591, and that's at the end of the training tonight. So if you have any questions and you want to even send those in early, sometimes we go ahead and there's somewhat of a delay. So if you have any questions, you can do that, and it really can be about anything at all. So anyway, let me just jump right into our topic tonight. It's a really simple topic. I was thinking about last week's Team Time, and I did a training on connecting with people. And if you did not hear that training, I really encourage you to go back to our Ustream page and find the replay of it, because it was really fun for me this week. I got a lot of great feedback about that training, and I know that so many of you are working so diligently for your goals and really trying to move forward in your business, and you're learning a lot of things. You're learning about the 24-day challenge products and the core products and how to help people get success on products. You're learning how to get appointments set and do three-way phone calls and two-on-one appointments and get your leader in front of people. You've been learning the language of how to create interest, and even as simple as learning how to sample Spark correctly. At the beginning, there's a few key things that you're focusing on to try to get this ball rolling, and most of it is Advocare type things. You're learning the pay structure. You're learning how to explain an advisor as you walk past your appointments with your leader and you start doing some of these appointments on your own. Those things are all really important. But last week, when I focused on how to connect with people, tips on how the message of Advocare can make so much more sense to somebody, and they receive it and are ready to do something with Advocare when you're able to learn about their life and connect with them. I got a lot of feedback this week from distributors this week, and it felt completely different. And so I really encourage you to go back and look at that Ustream. If you didn't see it, it's called Connecting with People, and even revisit it every once in a while, because one of the things I know about Advocare is, and I can look back on my own journey. As a matter of fact, I told a pretty horrible story last week of something that I did where I wasn't getting it yet. I wasn't understanding how to connect first, and I was trying to just hammer the message of Advocare and was losing people. So it's one of those things that you do want to check yourself on. But also what I realize is over time, we all get better at that. And especially if you can trust that, if you can take your goals and kind of keep your vision on where you want to go, but also trust in the fact that people are coming and that this message is a wonderful message and that people do want to get on products and people do want to hear about the business, but it just to them before you share it. So it's just one of those things that you'll get better and better at. And so if you revisit it over time, you're gonna start noticing, hey, I'm doing that now, but it'll be a great reminder for you. And absolutely share it with new team members as they're trying to figure out how to really move forward. You know, one of the things that in AdvoCare I've always clung to is what you pay attention to improves. Okay, what you pay attention to improves. So this is just one of those areas where it's important to pay attention to it. Now, the reason I'm talking about last week's video, Ustream, is because as I thought about that and I was thinking about what am I going to talk about this week, what would be a great topic, a couple of different things really came to my mind. One, we are entering into the holiday season. We've talked about that several times the last few Ustreams. I talked about it last Ustream, and it's something that we really need to continue to think about as we're moving forward. But past the holiday season, of course, we're entering into the biggest harvest time, the easiest time to do your AdvoCare business, January through April. Okay, so I want to continue talking about the most important things that will move you into 2014 with some rock solid, I don't know how to explain it, like, you know, just a rock solid assurance that the things that you've planted during this season will grow from January to April. And it's all about the people. Okay, so again, yes, I could sit here and I could talk to you about your gauges and about making sure you're setting appointments and thinking about the daily method of operation, the thing, you know, are you sampling Spark? Are you having mixers? All of that stuff doesn't go away. Okay, so understand the basic fundamentals of this business. Pay attention to it. Continue to check yourself. Continue to ask yourself, am I doing the daily things that it takes to generate volume, you know, to get products sold, to move people into higher discount levels, and most especially, am I sharing the message in a way that makes sense where people are saying yes to Advisor? Because all of that throughout the next month and a half will turn into an explosion from January to April. And even before we get to, you know, February, March, and April, January Success School for all of you will look different if you are consistent with your gauges right now. Okay? So having said all that, I was thinking about connecting with people, and we know the gauges are important, but I want to take the connection with people one step further. Okay? You know, we hear lots of stories in AdvoCare. One of the stories that I recall way back, and I've heard it multiple times, is that one time Danny McDaniel, who's the #1 distributor in our entire company and has truly built such a successful business here and knows so much about connecting with people and really getting into somebody's life and helping them. But when he was younger in the business, he asked the founder of our company once, hey, Charlie Regis, our founder, what's the one secret that you can share with me to be successful here in AdvoCare? I'm going to make sure I don't say it wrong, so I'm going to look at my notes. But Charlie Regis, our founder, said, Danny, it's about relationships. It always has been, and it always will be. Okay, now, that's what I want to talk about tonight. It's not only about connecting with people and getting them to hear the message of AdvoCare in a way that makes sense for their life because of you learning about their life enough where AdvoCare is going to be a solution for them, but it's about the relationship you build along the way. Okay, so I'm going to just talk about a few key points on how that can truly play out in your AdvoCare business. Okay, so one of them that I want you to just think about and write down is, where is my focus? Okay, when I approach an appointment, where is my focus? You know, you can think about the gauges, and you can think about what you're trying to achieve in a pay period. And you know, a simple example is, let's say you're trying to make sure that you hit the gauge of $3,000 in volume during the pay period. That's a really important gauge for your business. Or even if you back it down to at least $1,000 so that your override and your leadership bonuses can be paid out. There's many other examples. It could be that you're trying to hit a new pin or go for a trip. Maybe you're trying to earn Belize and you've got some volume that you really need before you can come on the trip to Belize with us. So when you enter an appointment, is your focus on the goal that you have? And again, I want you to, don't beat yourself up about this, and don't completely throw your goals out the window, because goals are really important in this business. Gauges are really important in this business. But when you enter into a conversation with somebody, immediately you want to take your goals and you want to just put them on the back burner. And you want to make sure that the person you're speaking to, that they are on the front burner. So it's really easy if you think about it. Just think about, is my focus on this person? And if you just will keep in mind, how can I listen and hear enough about this person where I can figure out a way to help them? Okay? So if you focus on just what is it about Advocare or about me where I can help them, then you're going to feel a shifting in the conversation, and it's really going to make a difference. Now here's the thing, it's going to make a difference long term, okay, long term, because the second thing I want you to think about is it's all about timing. Okay, so often we'll go into an appointment and we'll feel as if we have to say just the right thing to close the sale. Okay, but in Advocare, it's different than that. In this business, yes, you want to close sales. Yes, you want to get people on product. As a matter of fact, you even want to make sure at the end of an appointment you ask for the sale. You ask, are you ready to get started? You ask, hey, is this business something you'd like to do? Because we can get you to advisor today. Those are all very important things. That I'm not saying you don't do those, but it's about timing. So if your focus is on the person you're speaking to, and you're connecting and you're thinking about what can I do to help them, and then in the back of your mind you're thinking the relationship is my business, the relationship with this person is my business, then the timing is going to be critical, because sometimes you're going to connect really well and you're going to really understand what this person needs, and then they're not going to be ready to get started for some reason, and it's at that moment where you have to think, okay, it is about the timing. And so that's when you're just going to build that relationship, and you have to be okay sometimes just backing off and saying, you know what, when you're ready, I'm ready to help you. Or when would be a good time to follow up with you? Or I understand that you want to go home and think about it, okay? Now, I'm not talking about being weak and just letting someone off the hook, like as far as they want something but they're afraid, because sometimes that looks completely different. If somebody's just not wanting to get started and you ask them a little bit about why, and maybe they're just thinking, well, what if I'm not good at it? And then you can work through those things, and there's lots of great conversations to help somebody move forward and take a step into their Advocare journey. But I'm talking about truly understanding that it is about timing for people. And so what happens is that if you're really focused, and remember I said what we pay attention to improves, if you're really focused on the fact that relationships are this business, it's not the volume in the computer, it's not the closing of an advisor, it's not your PIN, it's not even somebody else's PIN or pushing a team member to get a PIN. Those things will happen if you build strong, solid relationships with people, and that all boils down to trust. Okay, it all boils down to trust. So getting in their life and really finding out what matters to them, focusing on them during the appointment. Timing. Now listen, timing can go either way. So remember that. It may be the perfect time for somebody to say yes to Advocare, and you have to do that. I talked to a girl the other day and she was ready to get to advisor. And we talked about the timing when it came to making her order that before the pay period closed for the rookie bonus structure. Everything else made sense to her. She was ready to get started. She had goals for her family, and that timing was important for me to share with her why that timing was necessary, or in her better interest. So timing can go both ways, but just remember, as you build a relationship, you've got to think about the person's timing, not your own goals and timing. And then the third thing is, people are always watching. Okay, so as you are trying to build these relationships in Advocare, I want you to think really hard about your own personal growth. And we all start at the beginning in Advocare. We all have things that we can get better at. But just remember that this is not about going to an appointment and presenting yourself as, in one way, and then stepping out of the appointment and being a completely different person, because people observe everything. They're watching your commitment. They're watching how you treat people. They're even looking at how you dress, and how you sound when you're talking. And we want to always be the best version of ourselves we can be. That comes from personal growth. It comes from being someone who's thinking about all of these things. So you're not in a rush, you're not stressed, you're truly excited about sitting with that person and building this relationship with them. The other thing about all that I'm talking about is that there's some timing involved in this. You've got to take time with people. You don't want to be rushing through appointments just to get things done. You want to be able to make sure that they understand that you want to give them time. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about those things because right now we are entering a season where you are around so many people, and it's all about relationships and the people that you've known for years. When you're looking at holiday time, you're seeing people that maybe you haven't seen in a while, but you have a bond with them. There's so many things you can do here right now if you'll just think about the fact that we are not in the business of closing a sale. We are in the business of connection. And we are such an incredible opportunity for people that as you relax with that, I'm gonna be hearing things from you. I just know it, that they'll be exciting to me, because I know you're going to be telling me that as you were around somebody at a Christmas party, or if you were sitting with some cousins at Thanksgiving, what used to feel uncomfortable and you felt like you were maybe forcing Advocare has become natural for you. You've started flip-flopping this and really thinking about these kind of points that we're talking about in the last couple weeks, and your business will be so long-term. Because just like Charlie Regis said, it's about relationships. It always has been, and it always will be. So let's not build our business simply on volume and recruiting and selling 24-day challenges. Let's build our business on people, and they will be with you forever. And that's the whole point of Advocare. So I'm just going to close out with that. The one other thing, I guess I'm not going to close out with that, because the one other thing I want to remind you of, and I grabbed these tools so I wouldn't forget, so thank you. But the only other thing I wanted to remind you of was slow down enough in the next couple days to read through your company magazine again. Slow down enough to truly read through it, where you are learning the stories again. The DVD, these two tools right here, as you're walking through and really starting to pay attention to connecting and finding out about what really matters to somebody, and building relationships and timing and all of these things, I want you to remember that these stories in here are how you connect. So I notice time and time again that when I'm speaking with someone and hearing someone, and then I connect them to just a story on the DVD or in the magazine, everything looks different for them. I can see people leaning in. I can see people really getting excited because they're starting to see their life in this story. And, we forget that sometimes. Think about, am I always sharing a story that matches? Do you know these stories? I challenge you to even ask yourself that question. Or do you use the same exact story over and over and over again in your business? It's okay to only know a few stories when you're brand new. But as you move through this business, we always want to be improving in our own skill set. And one of the easiest things to improve in is to just master the stories. Master the stories of the people on your team, master the stories in the DVD, master the stories in magazine, so that as you talk to somebody, you're able to match something that really makes sense to them. Okay? So guys, I'm really excited about just the fact that you all are going to be around family this week. I know that your AvaCare slows down a little bit as you are in the holiday season, but do not put the brakes on in your business. There are so many ways that you can get people started with AvaCare as you're walking through these holiday times. I know that for our team, we are talking about this week, all of our nation, different groups of people doing 24-day challenges. They're going to start the 24-day challenge products all together on Friday, Black Friday. Do a prize, get people excited about, getting results right after Thanksgiving. So the mixers are happening tomorrow and Tuesday. So if you're not doing that yet, grab a few friends and get a 24-day challenge going. Get everybody started on Friday, and you can do that again and again and again. Getting products in people's bodies is part of relationship building, because as you're following up with them, you're really showing them you care.
Successful.
Okay. We did talk about Success School at the beginning, but we'll do that one more time, because Andy, I love that Andy's constantly focused on Success School. And the reason for that is because he understands the power of it. And we've been watching some of our teams where their numbers have been multiplying at Success School, and they're the ones that are growing their businesses right now. So again, if you're not registered for Success School, get on the computer tonight. That is not something you want to be waiting on. It is something you want to be taking the lead on, so others are following you. Okay? Andy, any questions? God bless you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We will not have a Ustream next Sunday. Okay, so next Sunday, I would encourage you to, look at one of the recordings, but there's no Ustream next Sunday. We love you guys. God bless you. And we will see you 2 Sundays from now. Thanks for joining us.